Okay, it looks like we're live. Hello, welcome to another CC contest playthrough. We're gonna keep running through the list here in terms of just entries. We're gonna next up is Chrizzce's Aviara National Golf Club. Also, I'm pretty sure it's Chrizzce. In which case, I apologize for mispronouncing your name for years. It's a weird one to read and try to pronounce. So it's I'm sure I've butchered it for a while. Also, I guess I should put in my normal disclaimer of that. All of my all the views expressed during the playthrough are just my opinion, and they should be treated as just that, an opinion. And you don't have to listen to anything you don't want. All right. So the obvious note here is that Chrizzce is definitely in that Arctic Fury style or school of design, and has definitely taken a lot of notes from that. This case, I'm really digging the environment is great. Like, oh, what was it? The bunkers and the fairway there. Those ones are pretty solid. The one by the green, I don't mind. It's a like the sculpting is a little weak on it, but not bad. But I think part of it is just it's the like actually it's dropped in the light rough, but it's just I don't know. I just found it odd for it to be surrounded by light rough. I guess you went with like a really wide light rough cut, and you wanted to cut it closer to the greens, and maybe that makes sense to cut the light rough around it. Why is that hard to say? Oh, that's a bad shot. I like the green complex though. Like nice kind of rolling, like enough slope there that there's some playing interest, but like a nice soft handshake for a CC course. But again, it's very Arctic Fury in style. Which I mean, okay, let's see. Like again, once again, love the environment and the framing is great. I'm not the biggest fan of these bunkers. This one is. I mean, again, they're not bad. I think they're maybe a touch large in scale, not by a lot, but maybe a little bit. I think they could be sculpted just a little. Well, I guess yeah, it's harder to do. I guess they're cut into the light rough. It's hard to get like a deep bunker sculpting when they're like in the playing surfaces. Like, these three are solid. This one is I don't know, just visually it's actually it's not bad. I don't mind like the idea of a cross hazard. I'm being very nitpicky, just because. It's I don't know. It's just the as Chrizzce tends to be a very visual designer. I think my feedback is going to be very visual related. Hey, Ben, Matt, how's it going? All right. Yeah, all right. I don't again, once again, visuals are just impeccable in this course. I love the Arctic Fury style in kind of like a very subdued setting. Like I love this look and this what do you want to call it? Setting. The playing surfaces themselves, like I don't mind it. Yeah, the stream rate. Of course, if you have a longer driver, you're going to just carry this no problem. And even the short driver, it should be able to carry this hazard no problem. So I guess it's kind of an awkward cross hazard, but I think it plays just fine. And actually, yeah, never mind. It's a little bit of a funky tee shot, but I think it plays perfectly fine. And it's, again, it's kind of like a little bit of awkward strategy, but it's at least strategy. Yeah, and I guess although, yeah, I don't know. I'd have to see if the 295 driver, if I could poke it far enough to have a realistic shot at 2 in it. But anyway, yeah. So I think like this kind of like diagonal hazard in the landing zone makes a lot more sense for if it's a 2-shot hole. Yeah, like if that green was reachable from over here, but probably not from here or here, then it would, then this hazard comes into play a lot more than if it's whose course? This one's Chrizzce's. Sorry, I need to stop yapping and just hit the ball. Well, that got interesting. All right. Also, bunker placement's good on this one, but again, they're a little shallow. I'd probably pop the backs of them up a little bit. I don't know. I don't need to like harp on bunkers because they're fine. They're very functional. There's nothing wrong with them, but it's just the with a course that's absolutely aced like all of the other visual stuff, the bunkers look just a little out of place. And the again, I don't dislike the strategy, and that might be one that like I guess it's hard to do a 3-shot par 5 and make it interesting. I don't know if the cross hazard is the way to do that on the tee shot. Because it to me, I think how to make a 3-shot 5 interesting, it's all about basically you have to add some kind of like hazard or interest to the layup or your second shot. All right. Oh, I assume that's OB. No, it's not. I just saw the stakes. I just assumed. Oh, they're yardage markers. Never mind. I thought they were white stakes. All right. Let's see this back here. All right, that's interesting. So I think and again, and it kind of goes into that Arctic Fury style that Chrizzce has adopted. And kind of in that same vein, I think historically Chrizzce's courses have always been like really great visually and lacking a little bit in terms of like actual playing interest is the wrong word, but to me the golf always felt secondary behind the visuals. And so like there's holes are just kind of forced in awkward spots and uh like not that there's necessarily were a lot of bad golf holes, although I think there would occasionally be one or two, but again, it never felt like the how it played was the primary concern. So I think this one's definitely a little bit of a step forward in that regard. Um, yeah, I guess kind of same comments that bunkers are just a little flat. They're in good spots, and they're sculpted pretty well for the most part. They're just a little flat to really pop visually. And I think they play more interesting if they're a little steeper too. Oh man, my putting is bad. But yeah, this one's not the most exciting course, but it's also like I think he nails the kind of the quintessential CC difficulty. And again, it feels very real. Like this is a course that you could potentially go play in real life. Yes, I think that's probably right. I can't remember what some of his early bunkers looked like. Yeah, they're definitely very functional. Of course, yeah. So far, everything about the course is it definitely is quite functional. If maybe like I don't want to say tame as a like a negative thing because that's for a CC course, tame is perfectly fine. Oh, bounce or just go straight in. Okay, now we're just gonna go back to the T. Awkward drop spot. All right, there it is. Good morning. But yeah, so it's the like CC contests are difficult because there's definitely, I mean, even the best designers I think struggle with the idea of okay, this course needs to be very friendly and approachable, but also trying to make it as interesting as possible. Okay, yeah, so like for example, I think like this is a good like this is a bunker that has some nice depth to it that I'd love to see elsewhere. But yeah, again, it's all your shots are going to be framed really well on this course, which it's just it's always nice to see. Not that framing is the most important part of a course, but just with somebody with a an art background who's going to notice those kind of things. It's just there's just something nice about like every shot kind of looking very nice, and you can you look at it and go, oh yeah, everything feels like it's in the right place. I was gonna say I can't. Oh yeah, so here's another 3-shot 5. I'm pretty sure. I don't think I screwed any of those shots up enough that Actually, hold on. Let me just check the length on this one. I want just to double check that. What's it? Course details and then scorecard. Or no, it is scorecard and then it's distances. Okay, so we are on crap. What hole are we on? 8. Let's just add all the length to this playthrough. Okay, so this one is. It does say it's okay. It says it's 590. Also, I just realized I don't know if I played the right tees for CC, but I think so because the other ones are a little short. Yeah. So I think the thing is, it's the like I like the lion's mouth idea. I just don't think it works as well when you're just always hitting a wedge into the screen. Angles don't matter as much when oh, back tees for judging. Okay, so I am playing the right tees. Yeah, how's it going? It's just like little things like that are I think where this course um falls short is even the wrong word. It's just like it's a great course that could be an absolutely fantastic course with just a little bit of tweaks to it, I think. So yeah, like with a lion's mouth, it's the whole idea is that depending on where the pin is, your angle needs to be different. But when you're hitting a wedge, angles don't really matter. So, all right, again, like the look of this one off the tee. kind of a funky hole. Yeah, nothing about this tee shot's bad. It's a little odd looking, I guess. But I think it should play just fine. No stay. Oh, tried to get greedy. Yep, no worries. Thank you for stopping in. Well, we got lucky there. That was not how that shot was supposed to go. Yeah. It's funny though. I looked at the yardage and thought that, hey, this probably looks a little long for CC, but that's also partially, I think, just because there's a lot of length in those 3-shot fives and things like that. So I don't think it's really played that difficult at all. So I think difficulty wise, you've nailed it. Or rather, it's the length is probably a little long, but yeah, there's plenty of width on this course, and like the holes themselves play pretty easy. So it plays a lot easier than its length would suggest, and therefore I think it kind of nails the CC difficulty. Actually, I like the setup of this hole. Weirdly, it's the width is fine on this one, but it almost feels like a little too generous. I like the strategy of this one where it forces you to play at those bunkers to get a nice angle into this green. Like, I really dig the way you set that up. But it's almost like there's too much room around the green, and there's too much room around the rest of the hole to really there's not really any punishment for playing right, would be like my minor critique of this hole, but I really dig the way you laid it out. And again, it's that CC challenge thing of like, okay, how do I make this course friendly and approachable while kind of preserving interesting shot values? And I think that's, I mean, hell, I struggle with that a lot. So I think, and I'm known as kind of being like the CC design guy. All right. That one, it's framed very nicely. I like the what do you want to call it? Like kind of that burned out tree look. Definitely very striking visually. It's the most minor of nitpicks, and this isn't even like a what do you want to call it? I don't even think it's not a fault with the course. It's just like a question I would have as somebody playing it, going it looks like all of those trees were like recently removed, or just died out or things like that. Because there's some dead ones on the corner. Be like, well, hey, wait, it's not like a forest fire, or it's not like something came through and swept out that little batch of trees. They would have had to have been removed for that golf hole to exist. So I don't know. It's that little thing of like, hey, this would have to have been cleared out to build a golf course, and that's not how they would have done it. It's the tiniest uh, observation, I guess. Nitpick isn't even the right word because it really doesn't matter for any, like, I would never take points off for something like that because that's just kind of like or noting some kind of, oddity that absolutely does not affect either the visuals or the planting in any or the playing uh how it plays in any significant way at all. It's just along the lines of me noticing like, hey, we're in a mountain lake, why is there a sailboat here? Just dumb stuff like that. But yeah, this one's settled in pretty good. Like it plays very nice. Like, I'd like to see the difficulty dialed up a little bit in some spots, or at least like the um. I mean, admittedly, I'm using all the short clubs, so the chances of there being any like reachable par fives for me are pretty slim. Chrizzce, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Sorry we're a little late on your sorry we're most of the way through your playthrough. Also, hi Matt. Sorry I missed you. That being said, I think I think I was harping on it's like it plays a little straightforward, but also I guess if you're just in the mood for like a casual round with friends and you just want to play something like relaxing and nice to look at, and this is just like this is way up there. I think this should get on CC no problem. Unless Dan still gets worked up over like the overall length of the course. I know he used to have some kind of rule where he didn't like, it's like anything over 7,200 yards you know, wasn't going on CC regardless of how it actually played. Again, I think this is like the perfect epitome of like, hey, just because it's longer doesn't mean it's hard. This is, this is a very straightforward course. Like, there's plenty of width. There's not a lot of like, it's very friendly around the greens. And to me, I think like the greens are the like you can protect the greens a little bit more, I think, and that would be like a great way to add a little bit of playing interest or like the a sense of risk, because you can. I think to me the whole way to do playing interest without like making it difficult is that you can present like risks to the player to get the best shot, but as long as you give them plenty of options to like play away from that, like say like that green up there, like if that was curled around the lake so that you had to like hit a forced carry approach shot to catch that green, like as long as you have plenty of space out left, then then the player can potentially make par without ever having to sniff that carry. All right. So I think the big thing here is just the center line. I don't know. The center line pond just doesn't really work for me. I think other than that, like that's the only playing thing on this course that I just straight up just don't really like. Like again, it's perfectly functional. Like it's not like that it completely breaks the golf hole. It's just I don't know. I've never seen a centerline a centerline pond used well, or like that really plays well. It's just an awkward way to do it, I think. Ah, gotcha. All right. I mean, holes like this definitely exist in real life. I mean, I've played some of them, but I would never call them great golf holes. But as a whole, I really enjoyed that course. The apps, like, just you nailed the visuals and the vibe. Like, it's it's kind of like it's got that like subdued, almost mundane vibe to it, while still being just really visually striking all the way through. Absolutely not. Well, I should say I don't know. If Ben put in a centerline pond, I'm sure like it would have been thought out, but even then he'd have to really nail it for me to actually enjoy it. I don't think I ever would. No worries. It's an awesome course. Thanks. I really enjoyed I really enjoyed playing it. But anyways, all right, we're gonna cut the video there quickly, and we'll hop into the next playthrough here in just a sec. Yeah, I think I've got all of these. All right, awesome. I think anyway, sorry. For those in chat, we'll be back in a sec, and for those of you watching this on playback or on YouTube, we will see you in the next episode. And until then, have a good one.